And we're back. MDG Games, MacArthur's War. Slightly alternate history. Well, we are now because atom bombs are being dropped in China, mainly to cut off the supply of all the Chinese units. It is now the March 1951 turn, communist phase. Last phase, the UN dropped. It's the big thing. They dropped all these bombs here, cutting off supply lines. So pretty much cutting off Chinese units here. North Korean units are cut off because they have no friendly cities left. Yep. So we can check that. Weather is clear. So we're going to pick up here right with the communist player turn over here. Escalation phase. No. Let's look at the victory points. I don't think they're interested. They do have an advantage. 3 to looks like 0. Okay. So they can make them go negative here if they want. So no interest in escalation, making it a global war, bringing in the Soviets. We're just not going to do that. So we go to the reinforcement phase. Let's see what we got here. Yep, okay. Reinforcement phase, communist player collects supplies as replacement points. So we do need to look at the chart. And these are the updated. Nope, this is the old chart. Hold on. Let me pull up the new chart here. Just a second. There we go. All right, the new chart says, and actually I already took the replacements. That was pointed out to me last time. I inadvertently took them during the replacement phase of the UN, which is fine. They weren't in combat, so it doesn't make a difference. But you do see in the strategic map that these are the equivalent of 246 replacements. So there's the 6 Chinese, and I think I dropped a reduced, I think I dropped it here. No, I dropped it here. There it is, reduced Korean unit. All right. So that is, and then do they want to spend victory points? It's too tight. They would have to spend victory points to bring the Russians across, and we're not going to do that right now. So that takes us to the strategic movement phase. And if we look at that, we look at the strat map, 7th Fleet is in Formosa. No more Chinese are going to Formosa. So that's kind of done. But there are these 3 units in China proper that can rail in somewhere. I'll put them right there for now. And they'll be done for the turn. Now the rail lines are in trouble. Not quite though. We do have this one. We can rail to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we could rail all the way down there. 1, 2, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they've moved. That's about it. Yeah, they came in down through here. So this is a big one. Off-board conflict phase. This is where we roll to see what's going on in Formosa. So we will need the game charts for that. And here we go, off-board conflict. Currently, I believe they're at a -2 because last turn they secured their beachhead on the die roll modifier. Yep, so let's look at the modifiers here. +1 per 3 Chinese divisions present. So they got -1. They got -2, but there's 3 nationals Chinese. So that's a total of +1, but it hits their -2. So they got a -1 on 2d6. So what happens in Formosa? Ouch, 3. Chinese capture a city. Die roll modifier goes down by 1 again. That's not good. And and I believe 1 victory point. We'll take it. The Chinese will, at least. So they're up to 5. Nice. Okay, so good progress there. Then we come over here. It's the movement phase and then the atomic phase. So all the Chinese units are at half strength. So the question is, what do? They're not going to be attacking. Looks like they can pull into the mountains here. So I could move back 1. And I think these guys can maintain the line. And now all we're worried about is an invasion. Yeah, let's look at this here. Yeah, they want to pull to defensible terrain, so they'll pull back here. Because right now the US, UN are being supplied through here. There's a port right here. I think everybody's on the defensive here. I don't see where you can attack at half strength, even with wave, with these kind of concentrations. In theory, I could get these guys at lower defense, so that's 7.5, but I'm still halved. So that'd be 8 and 8 is 16 to 7.5 is 2 to 1 down to 1 to 1. Maybe with a shift for wave attack, but that's not good because I'd immediately lose 6 steps. So none of that really makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he'll pull back to here. Obviously taking a defensive posture here. Now, where would we be worried about invasion? These guys can move, so I think what we do is we reinforce. There's 2 ports up here, so he'll go here. Well, has he even in supply? Wow, these guys are not, well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're in supply there. And is he in supply here? 1, 3, 4, 5. No. So I think movement is halved for supply too. Let's make sure about that. This far in, we don't want to start making simple mistakes. Supply. It's halved. Halved. Okay. So he's here, so that's pretty much as far as he's going to go. 1, 2, 3. These guys are going to come across. 1, 2, 3. These guys are going to come down. The problem with this is they're probably never going to be in supply. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's move him here. And move him here. Not really sure what to do when the whole front line's out of supply. Is that 2-8 guarding anything? Oh, it didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it is. Be nice to get somebody there. Maybe these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can move back up here. Yep. Alright, I think we got stalemate here. Somebody may want to call a stalemate. So we'll hold that. All reinforcements from now on will just go in China to prevent an invasion. I don't see cracking this nut here anytime soon. I think the focus is on Formosa right now. But what we're going to do is it's the atomic combat phase and 8 bombs, so I think the communists are going to drop some bombs too. Not even, well, specifically the Russians actually. So we are at player drops any atomic bombs. Yeah, I think, and maybe declare stalemate. When can they do that? Wait a minute, when can, I'll look at stalemate after this, but let's drop some bombs. I think they're just going to drop 2, Seoul and Inchon. And what effect will that have? Well, 3, 4, 5. Korean units will be out of supply. And on a 6, they're shot down. So we're at 10 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, I think we'll drop 2 bombs. Let's look at the game charts for collateral damage. Not there. It's right here. So this will be on map in South Korea. The communists for 2 bombs will lose 1 point. The UN will lose 2 points, not including the victory points for that. So let's roll 2D and see if any are shot down. They'll just add another one. Nope, none are shot down. So let's go get some destruction markers. Pull that down here. So that's one. And that's another 2. So let's see what that does for us here. That's their response. So from a victory point of view, the UN loses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 due to collateral damage. And they're at 0. So guess what? That takes them to -6. Oh, and I didn't do this. They dropped 2 bombs, so they're down here. And remember, they got the max amount 36, so they're set. So they're down 6 while down 1. Let's see. Okay. That's done. And let's look at stalemate here. I think that's the last thing. There's no combat. Not placing... I don't know. I could place these as guerrillas. What would that gain? Not much. Not at this point, because this cuts Korean supply, but this maintains UN supply. Not gonna drop an atomic bomb on Pyongyang yet. So let's look at stalemate. Okay. Where is the stalemate? Yeah, beginning of 51 stalemate chains. A challenge is made during the end phase. The challenged player either accepts the stalemate or must prove that a stalemate doesn't exist. Must gain at least 1 victory point in the next 2 turns, regardless of any victory points gained by the challenging player. Victory point losses due to escalatory actions, collateral damage, atomic attacks do not count. If the challenged player captures a victory point, the game continues. If it doesn't, the game ends or may continue. So we could end this. Let's take one quick look and see. Yeah, we're strong enough. But they could end the stalemate with a successful invasion that sticks here. I need to reinforce these more. But to do an invasion, then they can't invade until 7th Fleet leaves Formosa, which means they can't invade until Formosa's safe. Or this may force them to pull off Formosa. What the heck? Communists declare stalemate. This is the only time they can do it this year. Hopefully they didn't do it too soon. So that means the UN player must get a victory point in April or May. Beachhead established, beachhead secured, nationalist counter. Well, they could get it for this dice roll. No, no victory points. Wait, no victory points. This, yeah, could pull off of Formosa, and then the Chinese will send more troops. And if they don't, the game will go on forever. Um, is this the right time to do a stalemate? Yeah, we'll declare a stalemate. It may be early, but 2 turns now. But see, they can easily get one within it. Well, all right. Well, let's just say we declare a stalemate, and that's the end phase. Leave the movement markers, and we're done for the turn. And the UN is heavily in the negative now. So, doesn't look good. All right, well, let's keep this short. Well, 15 minutes. If you like, click like. Subscribe. Please subscribe to get alerts when you come back. Next turn, the UN has to get a victory point. But to do that, they may have to pull their fleet out of Formosa. And if they do that, that means next turn, the Chinese will go for a reinforcement roll. So thanks for listening.